Hello, welcome to another episode of Spec Game Reviews. We actually got a couple of games here I want to talk about. I'm not exactly gonna really show off a lot of gameplay because none of these games have save features, so it'd be kind of annoying to get to the part where I have to talk about without having to do too much effort. So I want to talk about my growing Sonic Game Gear collection. Now, as you guys saw, one of my longest videos that wasn't on the RG351 was on Sega Game Gear. I really do like the system. I don't really like playing it that much, but I do like the games, the form factor. The screen's okay. I mean, this is the Majesco version, so it does have a slightly better screen. But I don't know. I just like the Sonic games on Game Gear. I think they're more unique and interesting than the Genesis ones. Um, I have about half of the games so far. The only ones I'm missing is Dr. Robotnik Mean Beam Machine, Sonic Drift 1, both the Tails games, Sonic Blast, and Sonic 2-in-1, which is Mean Beam Machine and Sonic 1 on the same cartridge, which... Oh, those Tails games and that Sonic 2-in-1 are expensive. And Sonic Labyrinth. For some reason, Sonic Labyrinth is like $40 on eBay, and Blast is like $45. Tails Adventure's actually gone down a bit, but yeah, the most expensive one I have here right now is Drift 2. Get my cat out of the way. I actually just picked this up this past weekend. Found some games at a convention. Had an Action Replay DSi at a convention. I traded it into a local record exchange, and it got me a lot of credit, so I got this game for basically free. So that was a nice surprise. I did pass up Sonic Labyrinth at the last dedicated video game convention I went to. I was asking $30 for it, and I was kind of being cheap, so I kind of regret not taking it now in hindsight. But that was before I got a little bit into this Game Gear Sonic collection thing. I think I literally only had Sonic 1 and 2 at the time. So, yeah. So let's talk about the games. The first one that came out was Sonic 1. And I'm going to be ranking these games, at least by what I played, because I beat Sonic 1 a long time ago. Sonic 2 I kind of gave up on, but I played the Master System version on the 351V, and that game's alright. But, this one's definitely one of the better ones. I know it's going to be kind of hard to see the screen, because it's kind of bad, but I'm going to do my best here, but honestly, I do think this game is pretty good. It runs at a solid frame rate. There's a couple dips sometimes. Obviously, this is the first Sonic game on the Game Gear, so there's no spin dash. The screen crunch actually isn't that bad. It was really hard to get this on camera, I'm sorry. But, there's Chaos Emeralds, I believe, and this game actually does have unique zones from Sonic 1. Like Jungle Zone, Bridge Zone, so there's definitely reason to play this. It's not just a straight conversion. I would recommend the Master System version, though, or even the 8-bit remakes, the fan remakes made in Game Maker. Those are excellent. But, let me see. I'm going to organize these in order. I'd say this one is probably the third best game that I have out of the Sonic collection. And now I'm going to go to my least favorite game, the Sonic game. That's going to be Sonic Spinball. This port is very bad. I mean, it's cool they got it working at all. 8-bit version and all. But yeah, this version is very bad. It doesn't even have the funny options music. It does try to have the story mode and goes for the same graphical art style of Genesis version, but it's just very, very janky. Like, this frame rate is awful. And I mean, the game is here, but there's just so many better ways to play this. There's not even any UI or anything, and it runs very choppy. I haven't really tried that much with this one. I'm glad this is one of the cheaper games. I don't know. I know I keep dying here. It looks like a skill issue, but I genuinely just do not like this game. The Genesis version is honestly a pretty good game with a good soundtrack, so this is definitely the worst one. I'm gonna go to my favorite one, and my favorite one up until a point is Sonic Chaos. A nice $12 sticker on it. This game is really fun, and I think it only has like one reused level trope. I think it's like Neo Green Hill or Green Hill Zone. That's either in that one or Sonic 2. I'm not really sure. Or Triple Trouble. I don't know. These games all kind of blend together a lot. This one's notable because it is the first one that lets you play as Tails, which is cool. I think people are doing a fan remake of this, but this game is really fun. It's got unique levels, some good music, and some bosses. Runs at a smooth frame rate. This is basically just a better version of Sonic 1 on the Game Gear, because it doesn't have the screen crunch. Also, Tails can fly, which is a little overpowered, but he's basically easy mode in this game. Also, this first level sounds like Megalovania, so, you know, that definitely earns it the #1 spot out of all of these games so far. Number 2, I'm going to say, is Triple Trouble. This game's very iconic nowadays, and it just recently got an Android port of its remake, and a big update, which is pretty cool. I think they added like a competition mode or something. This game I actually bought on the 3DS Virtual Console. It was the very first Game Gear game I played. I think I got about 80% way of the game. I think I stopped at like Robotnik Winter Zone. I think that's in this game. I'm not 100% sure. I think I stopped at the snow level because was a little irritating at some points. And once again, this game lets you play as Tails, and you get to fight Knuckles, you get to fight Mac, and you get to fight Eggman. This game is just full of villains. It's weird that they both kind of start with like a hill level. Now, I think the music of Sonic Chaos is a lot better, obviously. The train station or whatever music is iconic and very good, but I definitely think Chaos has the better soundtrack, even though this game actually probably has a better level design. Also, Tails can't fly in this one. Oh no, I guess again, never mind. I'm just bad. But I think this one actually has some pretty good special stages. I haven't beaten this one in a while. I never really go for the emeralds in each game, so I don't know. This game is pretty fun though. I would recommend it. I'd definitely recommend playing the remake. The remake is complete, but as it is, it's going to be number 2 on my list. We got 2 more. We got Sonic Drift 2 and Sonic 2. Spoiler alert, this game is the second worst because of the screen crunch. It's not actually a bad game. I do like some of the music and the mechanics. The hang glider mechanic is very controversial. I'm not even exactly sure if the remake fixes the hang glider. I haven't really cared enough to replay Sonic 2. Most people got filtered by the boss. It is hard to get used to. Basically, you just have to keep moving and jumping and not get hit, because this game doesn't give you any rings. This game is brutal. It's the Dark Souls of Sonic, absolutely 100%. And honestly, I will say this game is pretty forgettable. It's also the most common Sonic game. Definitely play the Master System version or the remake. I mean, this game isn't terrible. It's just not very good. Chaos and Triple Trouble blow it out of the water, but it's not bad. There's no spin dash, there's no tails, nothing like that. So this is literally just Sonic 1 again with more levels, more bullshit levels, because this thing is zoomed in. This game it's alright. It's still pretty bad compared to the other 2, or the 3, I guess, but I'm comfortable putting it right behind Sonic 1. And obviously Sonic Drift 2 is going to fill this last spot, but let me pop this game in. This is a sequel to a game that didn't even come out in America. Which, honestly, don't even know why they made Sonic Drift 1 in the first place. It just means I gotta spend another $30 or so on a super irrelevant game, which is a bit annoying, but, you know, it'd be like that. So this is a racing game. Obviously Sonic Drift 2. It adds Metal Sonic and Amy and Mac as the characters, and it's basically it's like a Super Mario Kart kind of clone. It's not a bad racing game, but it doesn't really have anything completely Sonic specific. This could have been any game. Yeah, Green Hill Racetrack. Wow, it's so original. You collect rings instead of coins. This game is literally just Super Mario Kart, except from a different point of view. It's not bad, but it's not very good either. Also, the power-ups are mostly just jumps. or more rings. Not a lot of variety here. Also, the AI, I noticed I picked the time trial, but the AI rubber bands really fucking badly in this game. So, I don't know. For $25, this game is absolutely not worth it. If you guys find it for like 10 and under, I recommend getting it. I wouldn't even bother getting the first Sonic Drift game. I mean, it's literally just less of this game, which, why did they even make that? So, that's gonna go right here. It's still not, it's actually playable unlike Sonic Spinball though, so I will give it that. So that's my ranking for the ones that I have. If I eventually get the other half, I will make a part 2. I'm gonna actually try to find them at decent prices. I think I'll probably be able to snag Labyrinth and Blast sometime this year. I think I'll be able to. Technically, an honorable mention game I'm going to talk about is Rise Star, because this game is made by Sonic Team, and it does have a Game Gear version, which I do think is honestly a pretty solid conversion. It's not a port. It's a remake. Not really a remake, but it's like a demake of the Genesis version, and it still has some pretty good music, and runs alright. Paid $20 for this game. I had the Genesis version at one point. I just kind of wanted it to have it, but then I ended up reselling it. If I want to play the original, I'll just play it on NSL. Having a bit of cartridge errors here, but this game does work, I swear to God, and it's fun. I haven't beaten any versions of Rise Star yet. I really need to. That was an underrated game. But yeah, I think this version actually has like a unique soundtrack, which is pretty nice. The gameplay is pretty much exactly the same. Okay, it does have 8-bit versions of some of the original music. But yeah, I honestly think this is a funner version of the game. I think this kind of gameplay just fits handheld a lot more. But I don't know, I like this. I honestly, if this was a Sonic game, I'd probably put it, I don't know, if I had to rank it, since it is a Sonic team-made game, I would put it right next to Chaos. I think Chaos is just the best variety of, best mix of like good music, fun boss fights, except for the final boss. That boss can go fuck himself in the ass. And level design, and being the first game to let you play as Tails and fly, which is pretty remarkable considering how many handheld Sonic games there are now that lets you play as Tails. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get the rest of the Sonic games. I got 7 more, basically halfway done. I don't know if I'm gonna go for the 2-for-1 pack. Seems a little redundant. I think my next pickup is probably gonna be Mean Bean Machine. I think that's more like a $10 to $12 game, and that should be pretty easy. It's a little uncommon, but yeah. This is my order. I'm right to left, worst to the best. So yeah. Thanks for watching.